In today's video, I wanted to discuss about Call of Duty World War II's division system and pretty much talk about whether or not it was the step in the right direction when it came to the create a class system, or should we go back to the old Pig 10 system that we've been seeing from the recent Call of Duties these past few years. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So it's safe to say that out of all the developers that made Call of Duty, Sledgehammer Games has to be the most daring and most bold studio out of all three of them. And the reason why I say this is because of how many changes they've actually brought to the Call of Duty franchise. And when I mean changes, I don't mean by something very small such as tiny implementations to the multiplayer or the campaign or anything like that, but they've actually made huge changes such as the advanced movement system that they introduced in their first Call of Duty game, Advanced Warfare. In that game, you could literally run around in this exosuit that allowed you to basically jump much higher than a regular soldier can and just give you all this technological advancement to your soldier that we've never really seen before. And when it came to that advanced movement system, we saw it come back in Black Ops 3, we saw it come back in Infinite Warfare. So once again, the advanced movement that we've seen in the past couple of Call of Duties all started from where? Sledgehammer Games. Now, at the same time, they also introduced supply drops, which everybody just loves, right? But anyways, supply drops never really came up in any Call of Duty game until Advanced Warfare came around. So guys, if you ever do want to blame anybody for supply drops, maybe we can all blame Sledgehammer. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, maybe it was Activision that really wanted them to implement supply drops. But anyways, Sledgehammer Games were the first gaming studio that actually implemented this system. So supply drops all came from Advanced Warfare. Advanced movement came from Advanced Warfare. So when it came to Call of Duty World War II, the one thing that they did that no other Call of Duty has done, and once again to live up to their daring and bold actions, they decided to go ahead and change the create a class system into the division system. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, the past couple of Call of Duties, such as Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, and even Advanced Warfare, had a system called the Pig 10 system. And in Advanced Warfare, it was actually called the Pig 13 system. Basically, within this system, you were able to pick 10 different things within your class. And those 10 different things were essentially spots, which you could fill them in with maybe like a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, the attachments that go with those weapons, the perks, the lethals, the equipments, sometimes even wild cards that would allow you to add on additional perks, attachments to your weapons, etc. So that system has been there for quite a while, and Sledgehammer Games decided to take that system and completely change it up with the division system. And sure, you can say that over the years there have been many changes to the created class system, such as Modern Warfare 3, where you were able to add the Assault Support Specialist package for your streaks to each individual class, or even Call of Duty Ghost, where you were able to pick whatever combination of perks you wanted based on what each perk was worth, and there were way more perks in that game than I've seen in any other Call of Duty, but once again, I could be wrong on that. But like I said, there were tiny changes here and there to the perk system. However, when Sledgehammer Games decided to introduce the division system, it changed one crucial thing that affects the way a player plays, and that is eliminating perks altogether. If you go ahead and look at a game such as Black Ops 3, you can see that there are 10 open spots, like I said earlier, that you can fill in with primary weapons, attachments for that gun, secondary weapons, and its attachments, perks, equipment, lethals, etc. And they even twisted up with the wild cards, just as how I explained it earlier. But being able to add extra attachments, carry more than one perk from each category, and carrying more equipments, and just being able to choose what combination you wanted within that class gave you so much of a variety in terms of customization. But then when you move over to the division systems in World War II, we still have slots in which we can fill our choice of weapons, obviously, and their attachments, but there is no place for us to choose perks because they actually came back in the form of basic trainings. Now, I see what Sledgehammer was actually trying to do here, and that was allow you to choose whichever division you wanted, take the skills for that division, and match them up with an additional skill coming from the basic training of your choice to create essentially the best soldier for your playstyle. Except there was one problem. There are certain skills that can be matched up with another, but then there were also skills that couldn't be matched up with one another. For example, if I wanted to be someone who rushes the enemy while being hidden from like the radar, I can go ahead and pair the airborne division within this game and use the flanker basic training, which basically allows me to stay hidden while I'm moving from enemy radars, and that allows me to basically do what I wanted to do, right? However, what if I also wanted to reload faster? Since, I'm moving pretty quickly, I want to go ahead and be able to reload quickly as well, so I can be ready for for the next gunfight. I would then need to equip the hustle basic training, which I can't do now because I already chose the flanker basic training. Another example is me wanting to be a stealth player while using the assault rifle. There isn't even an option for any of the other weapon categories to choose a suppressor as an attachment except for the submachine guns, and even then it's only if you pair the submachine guns with the airborne division. So overall, the new system restricts you from being able to create a soldier that can do multiple different things all at once. Sure, there are some nice combinations, such as the Mountain Division paired up with a basic training such as Primed, because it allows you to stay hidden from enemy recon aircrafts, have silent footsteps, or be targeted by enemy player streaks, and getting an extra attachment to your primary weapon while also taking less flinch. Now, when you hear all of that being put together, that sounds pretty good on paper, right? But when you realize that you want additional skills that some of your other basic trainings have, you can't use them since that basic training slot is already taken. When we look at the past Call of Duties, such as Black Ops 3 again, there was a much more variety of customization. By now, you guys can tell I like being a stealthy player. In Black Ops 3, I had the choice of being able to choose a perk such as Ghosts, which allows me to stay hidden from enemy radars as long as I'm moving around, no matter how many times they called in their UAVs. I was also able to choose a perk called Fast Hands so that I can switch my weapons faster and throw my equipments faster. And I also threw on a combination of Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence to have my footsteps silent and me double jumping around the map to be as quiet as possible. Pair all that up with the specialist of your choice within that game while having their abilities as well, and still have room to choose as many attachments for your primary weapons that's left based on how many spots that were left within that Pick 10 system. When you decided to choose all those other things, you have way more customization than you ever did in World War II. And that's something that honestly bothers me. I mean, yeah, I give Sledgehammer Games props for wanting to be able to try something new like they always have, but me personally, I don't think the division system is superior enough to where it can outperform the Pick 10 system. In my opinion, this system needs to come back, and if Treyarch were to change Create a Class system up, since they are the next developer in line to release the next Call of Duty, they should revamp it in a way where it can allow us players to match up all of the abilities that are there for us to choose from, whether that would be through perks, basic trainings, etc., and just be able to create so much more combinations out of it, just like we did in Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, etc., versus something like World War II. Better yet, just leave the Pick 10 system alone and revamp it by giving us perks that we've never really seen before. Because when it came to a system such as the Pick 10 system, I enjoyed it way more than I have with the Division system within World War II. But overall, guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I just wanted to take the time out to discuss why I believe that the Pick 10 system was way better than something like the Division system in World War II. Once again, I do give props to Sledgehammer for wanting to try something new and to always being innovative and daring versus the other two studios, but I feel like that this time the Division system is something that needs to somewhat go away and we need to bring back the old Pick 10 system. But I want to know, what do you guys think about the Division system? Do you like it? Dislike it? Would you rather go back to the Pick 10 system? I would like to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And before I go, guys, I now have a Twitter account that I recently created where I will be giving updates to when I'll be uploading a video here on YouTube, as well as leave links on my Twitter account so that you guys can go ahead and always come back to the video that I just recently posted, just in case you're never around on YouTube and you're always around on Twitter. So I feel like that's another good way for you guys to be able to stay in touch with me and communicate with me outside of something like YouTube. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, as well as now follow me on Twitter. The link is below in the description. It's @GamingWithSal, and I'm gonna go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.